Hello and welcome to What If World. Today we embark on a journey through time. We explore a world untouched by the devastation of World War II, a world where the year 1939 unfolded not with the clang of war but with the quiet hope of continued peace. Imagine the world where the horrors of global conflict never darkened the horizon, a world where tens of millions of lives were spared. This is the story of that world, a world forever altered, a world forever at peace. Our journey begins in 1939. Europe stands at a crossroads, tensions simmer, but the flames of war remain unlit. The year progresses not with the march of armies, but with the rhythms of daily life. The world holds its breath, but the storm never breaks. This is where our alternate timeline diverges. This is where we begin to explore the ramifications of a world without World War II, a world forever marked by what might have been. What would this world look like? How would it function? Join me as we delve into this fascinating alternate history. Picture a world where innovation and progress were driven by peace, not conflict. Imagine the scientific breakthroughs, the cultural renaissance that could have flourished, nations collaborating, not competing for the betterment of humanity, a tapestry of cultures woven together in harmony, the legacy of peace passed down to future generations. This is the world we explore today, a world of endless possibilities. Without the cataclysm of World War II, the great empires of the world would have remained largely intact. The war acted as a catalyst for change, shaking the very foundations of these empires. The British Empire, vast and powerful, would have continued its reign. Its influence stretched across continents, from the bustling markets of India to the vast savannas of Africa. Its colonies, from India to Africa, would have remained under its control. The administrative machinery of the British was well-oiled and efficient, ensuring the smooth running of its vast territories. The sun, it seemed, would never set on the British Empire. This phrase, often repeated, symbolized the empire's vastness and its global reach. France, too, would have retained its colonial possessions, though perhaps not without struggle. The French colonial empire was extensive, with territories in Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Caribbean. The seeds of dissent were already sown in places like Indochina. Nationalist movements were gaining momentum, inspired by leaders like Ho Chi Minh. Yet, without the weakening blow of wartime defeat, France would have been in a far stronger position to maintain its grip on power. The French military and administrative presence was formidable. The Dutch East Indies, too, would have remained under the control of the Netherlands. The Dutch had established a strong colonial administration in Indonesia. The familiar map of the world, with its swathes of pink and blue denoting imperial holdings, would have persisted. These maps were a testament to the reach and power of European empires, a world where the balance of power remained largely unchanged. Diplomatic meetings and treaties would have continued to reinforce the status quo, a world where the voices for independence, though growing louder, remained stifled by the might of empires. The struggle for freedom would have been prolonged, with empires clinging to their power. World War II, for all its horrors, was a crucible of innovation. Technologies were developed at a breakneck pace, driven by the necessities of war. In this alternate timeline, technological advancement continues, but it does so at a more measured pace. Without the urgent demands of conflict, the race to develop radar, jet engines, and computers would have unfolded differently. Progress would be steady, evolutionary rather than revolutionary. The transistor, perhaps, might still be discovered, paving the way for smaller, more efficient electronics. But the digital revolution, the leap into the information age, might be delayed. The world of the 1960s in this alternate timeline would be a world on the cusp of change, familiar yet subtly different, a world where the future is arriving but at a more leisurely pace. The economic landscape of this alternate 1960s would be a study in contrasts. The United States, having avoided the economic burdens of wartime production and reconstruction, would likely enjoy a period of sustained growth. Yet without the unifying purpose of war, would the same spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship flourish? Europe, spared the physical devastation of war, would nevertheless bear the scars of a different kind. The economic and political divisions of the 1930s, left unresolved, could fester and grow. The dream of a united Europe, a dream born from the ashes of war, might never materialize. Meanwhile, the economies of the colonized world would remain tethered to the fortunes of their imperial masters. The seeds of resentment sown in the soil of inequality would continue to grow. Section 5. The long road to equality, civil rights in a different age. The fight for civil rights in the United States was deeply intertwined with the events of World War II. The war, for all its horrors, helped to expose the hypocrisy of racism and discrimination. In an alternate timeline where the war never happened, the struggle for equality would have followed a different trajectory. Without the catalyst of wartime experiences and sacrifices, would the civil rights movement have gained the same momentum? Would figures like Martin Luther King Jr. still have risen to prominence? The answers are far from clear. What is certain is that the fight for equality, for a just and equitable society, would have continued. The struggle might be longer, the path more arduous, but the demand for justice would not be denied. Section 6. A world ablaze, conflicts ignited in the absence of war. The absence of World War II does not necessarily translate to a world without conflict. The tensions and ideologies that led to war in our timeline would not simply vanish. Without the unifying threat of fascism, other conflicts might have ignited. The Cold War, that defining struggle of the latter half of the 20th century, might have taken on a very different form. Without the shared experience of fighting against fascism, would the United States and the Soviet Union have found common ground? Or would their ideological differences have led to a different kind of global confrontation, perhaps even a nuclear one? Section 7. The rise of ideologies, a battleground of ideas. In a world untouched by the horrors of World War II, the battleground might have shifted from physical battlefields to the realm of ideas. The great ideological struggles of the 20th century, fascism, communism, democracy, would continue to vie for dominance. Without the stark moral clarity provided by the fight against Nazi Germany, would fascism have retained its appeal? Would communism, with its promise of equality and progress, have gained a stronger foothold in a world grappling with economic disparity and social unrest? The answers are far from certain. What is clear is that the clash of ideologies would have continued, shaping the political landscape of this alternate world. Section 8. A world transformed yet familiar, reflections on an alternate 1960s. The world of the 1960s in this alternate timeline would be a world both familiar and strange. The echoes of the 1930s, the unresolved tensions, the lingering presence of empires would color its character. Yet it would also be a world shaped by new possibilities, by the steady march of technology, and by the ongoing struggle for equality and justice. Imagine a world where the Beatles might still sing of love and peace, but against a backdrop of different anxieties. A world where the space race might still capture the imagination, but with different players and different stakes. This is the world we have glimpsed, a world forever shaped by the absence of a global conflict, yet grappling with the enduring challenges of humanity. Section 9. A call to ponder, engaging with history's infinite possibilities. Our journey through this alternate timeline, this world where World War II never happened, is coming to an end. We've traversed a landscape of what-ifs and possibilities, imagining a world profoundly different from our own. But the questions it raises linger. They echo in the halls of our minds, urging us to think deeper. How would the absence of such a cataclysmic event have reshaped the world we know? Would cities have grown differently, cultures evolved in new directions? What new possibilities might have emerged? Could we have seen advancements in technology or art that we can only dream of now? What different paths might humanity have taken? Would our social structures be more equitable, our lives more peaceful? These are not just academic questions, they are windows into the myriad ways history could have unfolded. They are invitations to engage with the complexities of history, to delve into the rich tapestry of human experience, to explore the infinite possibilities of what might have been. Each thread we pull reveals another layer of potential and consequence. And as we ponder these alternate realities, we gain a deeper appreciation for the forces that have shaped our own world, for better or for worse. we understand the fragility and resilience of human endeavors. Thank you for joining me on this journey through an alternate history. Your curiosity and willingness to explore these ideas make this journey worthwhile. If you enjoyed this exploration of what if world, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking journeys through the corridors of time. Your support helps us continue to ask these important questions. Until next time, keep asking what if, keep exploring the endless possibilities that history offers us.